Good afternoon, everybody. This is a presentation for you guys who are interested in event venues in virtual reality. We have a case example in this lecture, which is called Vevent Worlds. Vevent Worlds is built by the Vevent project, that is an EU-supported project run by HUMAC, Metropolia, SEAMC, and Arcada. My name is Laura-Maija Hero, and here is also my colleague Veera Vuorio, and we represent Metropolia University for Applied Sciences in Finland. So, Vevent Worlds is a VR venue for events and learning virtual event production. Today, we are going to talk about producing an event venue that functions in virtual reality. First, I'm going to discuss about the event venue evolution, how the event venues has evolved over time. And then we will discuss the Vevent Worlds case and discuss how it was built and how you could build your own event venue in virtual reality. And then we are going to visit together Vevent Worlds in virtual reality together, and discuss what is possible today with a low-cost budget. We will also discuss how to modify and use the spaces, and what are the pros and cons while producing an event in virtual reality. So, as we all know, great events are produced and held in great places like fair halls, like outdoor festivals, very super cool places like stadiums, and of course museums hold events in their places. And physical events is the basic form of an event venue that is not going anywhere. But as the pandemic has shown us, there is also a need for streaming events. For example, today we can watch live concerts in YouTube, or video concerts in YouTube. And also we have several different types of services for streaming events from different online platforms that are that look like web pages, and there can be some interactivity in them. As you can see in this picture, there are some chat functions and discussion functions and so on. Today, we also have some dedicated virtual event platforms like Liveto is. So it's actually built to be used as an interactive event platform, and you can pay for a license fee to use that platform for your events. You can also then get technical support functions from the Liveto company. There are many platforms today that offer virtual event production services online. But I think the newest type of virtual event platform is the virtual reality event platforms. There are many virtual event platforms like Mozilla Hub Altspace VR, and so on. And on these platforms, you can participate as an avatar, and soon also with your face. For example, this lower corner here, you can see an Altspace VR event screenshot that you can use with your computer browser and your VR glasses. But soon there will be many types of platforms. For example, not very long ago, last year, Ron Productions company has launched their own platform where you can participate with your own face, just like you participate in Teams and Zoom. And you can build different types of environments there, offer screens for speakers, offer stages for performers, and you can offer different types of integrated services like web shops and food services, for example, home delivery food services, and training services for participants. And you can organize some audience engagement, for example, workshops in different smaller rooms and places, and you can wander around with your audience freely. Of course, these platforms are developing towards more integrated worlds. For example, Fortnite has shown how gaming platforms can offer great events, experiences, and where we can integrate different types of virtual worlds together and move around securely in different universes and use the different types of services, even secure payment, and even owning some of the assets in these services. We don't yet know what the metaverse thinking means in event production in total, but that is for sure that it offers more real life like places that are more integrated, more experiential, more easier to integrate with the virtual and online service spectrum. But let's move back to the possibilities that are offered to event production services today. Today, it is possible to build event venues in VR already, and they can be used also with computers. For example, we have done some studies about different types of platforms, and we chose the free Altspace VR platform, and we built our Vevent world on that platform. Here are some pictures of the Vevent world. We will soon be visiting these spaces, and Altspace VR is a service for your own event production. For example, I have my own 3D world or room here. This is my own room where I can hold my own small events like meetings and get-togethers, or I can offer drinks, for example, to my colleagues, virtual drinks. So we decided to build our Vevent world on this free platform. And now I will recap how we did it. I am not an XR designer. I have no experience in VR design. I cannot even draw a 3D model. So we decided that first of all we need to make the ideas, how it should look like, what should be the look and feel, and we invited 18 students from different disciplines, for example, cultural management and the health services and social services and so on, to do the idea work with us. So that took about 4 weeks. They came up with a lot of ideas, and then we hired some 4 XR designers, and who actually made the design and built the world, and they actually did it in 3 weeks. And we were able to launch the world during the same autumn when we started. So why we did this is that actually it's the students who are going to use this and the professionals who actually want to learn about virtual event production and try to produce their events in the world. So we decided that that our method, how to build the world, should be user-originated service design, just to understand how the users think about the world and how it would be convenient for the users to use the spaces. And then the teachers and companies, they produce the content, because it's not only an event venue where you can produce your event, it's also a learning platform where you can at the same time learn about virtual event production. So it has double functions. So we decided to use the pedagogical innovation process and facilitate the production of the worlds step by step according to this theory. So let's go visit the Vevent worlds. How you get inside. First, you have to go to altvr.com and download the free program Altspace VR to your computer. Then you have to log in with your Microsoft credentials to this Altspace VR on your computer. There you can find a place where to enter the event code. Vevent World, Vevent World's event code is IDU 950. Please enter that code. Please note that this Altspace VR platform, Vevent Worlds, is also usable with VR classes, and you can download the platform to your classes if you own a pair.
Welcome to Vevent Worlds. I'm Veera Vuorio, an XR design student at Metropolia, and with Laura-Maija, I'm here to show you around our Vevent Worlds space. So when you first log into Altspace VR, you can choose under the destination enter code, and here with this code you can join our Vevent Worlds space. So let's go. To start, I'd like to show you a little thing you need to choose from your settings before you can experience all the content that we have available. So from the settings, you need to enable the participate in early access program and enable Worlds Beta to be sure that everything we have in here shows correctly. So here's our main avenue, a very futuristic looking space that holds teleports to all of our other worlds connected to this one. And when you first join in, you can see from here, from this screen, you can see the locations from the teleports. And there's also some instructions to how to move around in Vevent worlds, how to teleport and use the basic functions needed to move around. And I think at this point, Laura-Maija will tell you more about the main avenue and what you can experience here.
Okay, as you can see, it's a huge world. If you can show us around the huge buildings. So, for example, here in the main avenue, you have several buildings, but not all of them are functioning. So you are not able to enter all of these buildings. But the idea is that you meet here and you organize your own program here, and you can use these screens to show different content. For example, here we have a person who is on video talking about virtual event production. And people, your guests in this event, can come and listen and watch videos on these screens. There can also they can stop and play this video as they wish when they come to the proximity of the screen. And then you can also showcase here, for example, music, theater, but they all have to be in YouTube as a video, ready-made video. Here you can see how you can show videos, for example, presentations. Here a professional explains about virtual event production. And when your audience comes to the proximity of the screen, they can manage the videos by themselves by pushing the play and stop buttons. On different screens, you can mount different types of content, but as long as you understand that these are big files and the space functions smoothly if you are not putting too much data on it in each screen. Okay, let's move forward. Veera will show you how you can, for example, add instructions. You can add instructions to these outdoor screens. You can also record some sounds so people can listen to stories when they come to the proximity of this outdoor billboard. They start to hear the stories. This you can use also for artistic content, but you have to put all the content in cloud space so that it mirrors it here. Okay, let's teleport to the next place. So the next place is called the backstage. Let's enter that space. Teleporting happens with by the F command on your computer, and here you get some instructions, and we will use the elevator, which is the Outspace VR teleport function. And now you have to wait for a moment, because this is the second world, so to say, a second room that we will enter. So it needs to be downloaded. This is our backstage, and here we give the audience some instructions, and here is some video content. This you can use in your events to show your content. And the idea of the backstage is that you can, for example, meet artists and engage your audience, discuss with the audience. When your audience enters here, it looks like you have plenty of avatars, because each member of the audience, each person is an avatar in this space. And the avatars can discuss by opening their microphones, and they can open their mics and discuss together. So it's quite convenient to hold workshops or discussions or artist meets and greets on this platform. We have put the sounds off now, but normally you could listen on this space club music, techno music bumping from the behind the door, and there is a ready-made soundscape to these spaces. Okay, let's teleport to the next space. From the main plaza, you can also enter the Castle in the Clouds world, which takes you with an elevator up in a new world that looks totally different. So it has to be downloaded again. As you can see, Outspace gives you tips while you wait. For example, it tells you about your personal bubble, where you can discuss privately with the guys in the same world. And here it gives you a tip about the main menu that you see all the time. So now we are in the Castle of the Clouds. As you can see, it's a square and a partner world where, for example, we have partnered with these companies that are not actually our sponsors, but are our collaborating partners who has produced learning content to this world. In this space, it is very convenient to hold, for example, business meetings and invite your colleagues here to collaborate. it's a calming atmosphere with calming sounds, and it gives you the opportunity to rest, but also to learn and show slides and videos on these screens. For example, on this screen, you could hear a professional, a virtual event professional talking about events. And you could, for example, add links to these partner logos that you saw here on the clouds on my back here. For example, this you can put some links to these. For example, if you would like to collaborate with an online store where the audience can buy something, you can add your links here and logos, for example, to Volt or Foodora. We want to advertise virtual event production services, so that is why we are advertising these companies. So as you can see, these event spaces can be basically anything. You can design and draw them as you wish, and how you do it, it depends on what kinds of what do you want to build. For example, you can use the Unity game motor to build some parts of it, and you can use Blender to design 3D objects, separate 3D objects. For example, we have taught our students and our designers to build objects, and these objects can, some of the objects can be bought also from the 3D model store. Here you can see that you can put some posters on the walls where the audience can read, for example, instructions or see artworks, and these texts should be quite big. Please put the fonts very big. I think we put it a little bit too small here. And there is a lot of text, so it may be convenient to put just a little bit less text here. We wanted, first of all, to put some PDF files here, but it was not possible. So please note that, for example, a PDF book library is not possible on this platform, at least for now. But again, it's possible to add simple games. For example, I think we have here, you can go and play this harp, where you can make your own music. Here is a ancient harp, and you can grab objects from the table, and and throw them, for example. Here you can also listen. And then something very irrational, our designers wanted to add a cloud in the middle of the room just to show what is possible. And here will be a secret game where you get a prize, but that is not ready yet. And here is a private lesson, how you make an augmented reality poster. That is a video instruction how you make. Okay, let's move forward. We will teleport now to the last world, which is a nature world. So please go to the teleport and teleport to, I think it goes now to the main avenue where you can then teleport to the last world. Here again, so each time you have to teleport yourself back to the main square and then teleport with F to the next teleport elevator. Okay, we are not getting into the nature world, but that's okay.
Or we are.
Or we are, okay.
Might have been a connection interruption or something that has to do with the internet.
Yeah, it's very important to understand that the audience of your event, they also have to download Altspace VR to get in. So this functions so that everybody who enters this world has to download the software. So here we are on our nature path. So there is a lake in the middle and you can wander around it. You can have Aristotelian walks with your friends, walk around and discuss. And I think it's very nice to wander around here because there are animals, flowers, basically. It's totally different type of an environment than the busy city that the main avenue was. And here you can put your signs and instructions on these screens. Here you can teach, here you can show your content on these screens. It functions so that when you want your slides, for example, to the screen, you have to use the Edge browser, not the Chrome browser, and put the slides to a cloud service like Google Drive, and then mirror them to the screen. But you cannot do that at the spot, but you have to do that in before. And we will produce some instructions how you can use how you can put the slides functioning on the screens. Here you can see that, for example, you can have this kind of a teleport station, and here you can also play some games. For example, in the fireplace area, we will soon be there, where you can have a picnic with your audience and or students, and the picnic area has some games that can be just used for team building or engaging the visitors. Here you can, for example, have a food war to shoot your colleagues with food, hamburgers and bread and so on. And here you can sit around the fireplace and enjoy grilling some marshmallows. And here you can have a small competition who actually gets most points while shooting these rockets to these targets with points. Unfortunately, AltSpace VR doesn't support any score mechanisms, so we cannot use these spaces to build gamified events because any points cannot be calculated here. But of course, the participants can calculate the scores otherwise, for example, by filling in formulas. For example, we have a formula where the visitors can write down their feelings and their ideas how to use this space. So you can also in your event engage engage your audience in ways that are not integrated at all here in the spaces. Okay, this was Vevent Worlds. Next, we will look at some pluses and minuses, the pros and cons of building an event venue in AltSpace VR. It was interesting to build our own event venue in virtual reality, but there are a lot of cons also. So, for example, we encountered very many problems because we wanted different things and we couldn't have them. The spaces are not modifiable easily. For example, we couldn't get the PDF files that we wanted. We wanted to have bookshelves with different books in PDF format, and we couldn't get them. And our event producers and the teachers, they didn't know how to put the slides and videos, so we had to consult the XR designers. But the XR designers knew how to put them, and their work was quite easy, I would say, because it didn't take so much time. So it was quite cheap also. It didn't cost tens of thousands to build this world. It only costs some thousands, let's say. And one of the challenges is that also the audience has to download the exe file, the actual AltSpace VR software to their computers. Some of the participants had problems in downloading them, the application, for example, to their Macintosh computers. And for example, we wanted to have several videos in one room or one space, but the data files were very large, so they slowed down the actual space, so we could only integrate one video file per space. And if you produce an event on this space, I would recommend that you use a technical facilitator who can all the time help the audience, and also before the event to help to download and get into these spaces. But there are many pros also, many pluses. For example, as you could see, there is more the physical feel and the feel of space, the feel of atmosphere than, for example, in Teams and Zoom or in a streaming event. And basically the spaces can be anything. It's up to your imagination what you want to build. And we thought that the avatars, when you participate only with your avatar and not with your face, it gives you the opportunity to get a new identity and hide behind your avatar. And for example, then you can give roles to your audience members in beforehand. And it's possible to have like physical group work and meetings and discussions, because the avatars can form their speaking bubbles, the discussion bubbles. When you get to the proximity of another person or avatar, you get to talk to him or her, and you can discuss what you think about the shows and the videos and the exhibitions. And of course, you can discover different places and search for hidden things and play a little bit in these spaces as well. And the atmospheres and the experience can be integrated so that they support the brands, for example, you want to showcase, or where you partner with. And you can link to web shops and services online quite easily. This is how you can offer, for example, food services, catering, and whatever you want to offer. And Altspace VR is free, and it's also usable with browser, but it also offers the VR glasses experience. The Vevent Worlds was designed by the Minno students from different disciplines and the XR designers. And I coached the design process, and we partnered with several companies while making the teaching content here in the space. And thank you also for the teachers who actually made some teaching content. Please follow Vevent in YouTube. You can find us in YouTube by the name Vevent Project, and in LinkedIn, Vevent Idea Bank. We also have a web page, and you can also contact me for more information. Thank you, everybody, for listening.